Welcome back to our channel and the interaction video for episode number 6 of Married at First Sight. So we're going to start off with the Woody and Amani and the meeting of Brett and Olivia. Amani started out by, basically giving her opinion on how sweet Olivia is, but she's still skeptical of Brett. She brought up a question about what happened on the night of the bachelor party where there was an Irish goodbye, and I think a lot of us was wondering, like, Brett, where did you skip out to? You just left the party. And basically he was saying it was either he throw up all over everybody or he took the Irish goodbye. And basically that's what he decided to do. The other thing is that Amani asked, hey, how are you guys vibing? And, Olivia was saying everything is going pretty smooth. Nothing has happened as of yet. Basically, she's waiting for the shoe to drop. But Brett was like, Olivia is insufferable. And I was like, okay. But, basically he's just concerned on what real life is going to be back at home. I mean, he even made a joke about coming back to her house and there's stuffed animals made out of human skin. I'm like, and like Amani said, I'm like, that's pretty extreme, Brett, but okay. But, it was a pretty good interaction. I think we all got the answer that we was looking for from Brett, which was, why do you skip out on the party? So now we're back at the happy hour where all of the couples decide to meet up for drinks. And Christina and Henry is there already. And then Miles and Karen show up. Amelia and Bennett now shows up. And then they're basically just vibing with each other, keeping it light. They're trying to get reacquainted. They really want to see how each other's relationship is doing and kind of catching up with everybody. And, just basically having a good time. So that was cool. But it was funny how Miles wanted to race Karen on taking that drink, and she was like, no. And then Christina asked him, have you guys ever raced before? And I'm like, okay, yeah, really? But basically, he's on his phone, I guess on social media, asking the question, because, Christina saw Karen outbeating him, like if she could run like a gazelle. And then, of course, Amani and Woody shows up as well. And the question remains is, could Miles outrun his wife, Karen, or could Karen outrun Miles? And that was pretty much an ongoing debate. The women was agreeing with Karen. Even Amani was like, that's not a hard question. Karen gonna beat you. But, they kept it light. It was pretty fun. He was actually looked like he was creating a poll on IG on who can actually win this race. So, looked like, he kept it going. And I was like, okay, Miles, really? It is what it is. But Woody and Amani led the conversation. And she had a funny question. Y'all be kissing? I thought that was so hilarious. Y'all be kissing. Now, she is too funny. And, Miles was like, well, I got a kiss on the cheek. And he actually thought that was progress. And I know she was like, okay. And Amani was like, oh, you're making progress. Henry and Christina was like, not much kissing at all. And then Bennett and Amelia was like, yeah, we be smooching. And, I just love Bennett. Bennett is so sweet. And then they kept going around the table with Brett and, of course, Olivia. Olivia. That question came around to them. But they were basically just vibing and, having a good time. The question came around about sex. And I know... I think he was asking a question about, and I don't know if this is when all of them were together. I don't think it was. Oh, the type of fruit if they were to describe their relationship. Amani said a pineapple, Miles said a guava, and Henry and Christina was like, I don't know. And Christina was like, apples and oranges, keep it simple. So Brett and Olivia shows up, and the girls and everything, they all separate. And in their conversation, they were rating each their spouses. And so actually, Amelia gave an 8. Amani gave a 9. Karen gave a 6 because he's not masculine enough. And Olivia gave Brett a 7.5. And unfortunately, Brett overheard that. But anywho, they basically have reasons, for that. On the flip side, the guys also rated their relationship. Henry said a 7. You have Woody saying a 9. And then you also have Bennett saying that she was a 9. Now, in regards to Brett, he was like, and I quote, why should there be measurements as they are dehumanizing? And why would you base your measurements and rating to trivialize stage events? Now, that's pretty interesting. And I know Miles was looking at him like, okay. All right. And it was like, are you okay, Brett? He's a numbers guy. And honestly, the stage event thing, I honestly think he's like, okay, these people are telling us what to do, how to act. He wants to know how to rate his relationship while they're being organically building a relationship. I could be wrong. A lot of people see him as not a nice person. But the thing about Brett is that he is brutally honest. And that conversation took a turn when Christina, responded to how Brett was saying. And basically, Brett was like I said, I'm not going to rate it. And she was trying to force him to rate it. And he was standing his ground. I think Christina should have basically back off, which she did.
Few moments later.
So now we have the confrontation. I mean, granted, they put both of these couples in the same room, and I honestly think production wanted something to come out of this, and they used Christina to push the issue. And you can tell Brett has a look on his face like, okay, listen, I see you for what you are, Christina. You're being kind of forceful and impatient. I told you not to come at me with that question. And Brett is looking like, I'm not having any of this. I am not having any of this. And, it bothers, Christina said it bothers her that Brett can't put some kind of number on it. And Brett was like, that's a shame. Oh, well. So, I'm glad he stood his ground because she should not push the envelope and overstep his boundaries. That's not cool, So they dismissed the guys, and, basically Christina is trying to tell her that, I don't know, you need to keep your eyes open. He seems so set and he won't bend. He say the right things as if he gives F-boy or he's an a-hole, And she also, was saying, I'm not trying to ambush you or hate or anything like that. And I'm like, you're not trying to ambush at all or hate Christina.
What? Bro, what are you talking about?
Christina knew exactly what she was talking about. She knew that Brett had her feeling some kind of way because he stood his ground as he should. And Olivia is like, I'm going to let this happen organically. You only known him for 5 minutes. Basically telling her, go take a seat, worry about your own relationship. So we'll see how these couples continue to interact. If you enjoy these videos, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.